Hello everyone, once again welcome to my channel. My name is Shiva Krishnan and I upload videos related to data analytics and AI. So in this video I'll be asking Macro to run another complex formula which is if and. Okay, if and these two formulas combined. Alright, so with the help of that formula then we will identify whether these employees are they eligible to apply for IJP or not. Alright, so it sounds little complex, right? Sounds little interesting as well. So let's start the video. I have saved the file and I have inserted the button as well, the macro button. I'll go to the developer tab, click on record macro. I'll write if and July 28. This will determine if employees are eligible or not. Apply for IJP or not. Okay. Alright, now you can see that the macro is running in the background. Now I'll type is equals to if and then start another formula and. Alright, so the basic rule of and is that it checks for two conditions, right? And it says here, right, so it just check, right, whether these two conditions are being fulfilled or not. Okay, and then it will give the result. That's the basis of and formula. This is especially useful when you have multiple set of conditions and then you want those conditions to be checked. On basis that you will run the if formula. Okay, so we have your manager wants to make sure only the best employees are applying for IJP and not everybody you know becomes eligible to apply for IJP, right? So we'll use this formula to determine that if and. Alright, so the first criteria needs to be if this is less than 5, or I should say that greater than 5. Okay, and then this is greater than 85. Alright, that's logic 1 and logic 2. These two needs to be there. Let's say that basis is and formula, if these two are fulfilled, then I want the formula to say yes, otherwise it should be no. Okay, not eligible. Alright, close the bracket, hit enter, I'll drag it down. See, the formula is done, and I'll click on stop recording. So this indicates that there is just one employee that is eligible to apply for IJP, and I'll explain that because basis this formula. See, this formula is doing what this formula is doing is that this formula basis of and we are asked the and formula to first of all check whether the employee has completed 5 years and whether the employee has got fantastic performance score. All right, so in this case Priya has a tenure of 6 years and she's got a score of 88. All right, basis that she is eligible And the rest of the employees, their performance score is good, but they haven't completed the tenure. All right. So obviously, in different organizations, you have different criteria, but then more or less the criteria will be something like this in IJP. Now, it's a different thing that some people bring up the topic of office politics and all those things. To some extent it will exist, but every organization they will have a certain criteria to follow, and they'll make sure that they will pick up the best candidates. I mean, there are exceptions, like when there are some candidates who are not eligible and they get the promotion, all that. We will not get into those things in this particular video because that's there in every organization. You can't do anything about that. But there are organized employees who are you know who have a fantastic process knowledge, and they have a very good product knowledge, right? And their scores are also good, and they have been loyal as well. So the management will check for all those things, right? So the formula has been executed, right, with the help of macro. Now it's time to assign the macro. Now I'm going to delete the formula. If and July, and I want the formula to be run in this particular file 123. Okay. Let's see. Wow. We just have to click the button, right, and it did immediately inform you whether these so many employees are whether they are eligible or not. And then the HR analyst, right, the manager will apply a filter and say, okay, this is a person who's eligible, all right, and they'll ask this person to apply for the IJP. And in fact, it's more or less, if this is the only person among the so many employees, and that person has almost 99%, you know, that employee has 99% chances of cracking the IJP, and the rest 1%, obviously that depends on the interview, right? So I hope that you were able to find some value in this particular video. All right, in upcoming videos I'll be asking macros to run more complex formulas. I'll also be uploading videos related to Power BI, and I'll also be uploading videos related to AI as well. All right, so thank you for patiently watching this video, and I do wish you a lovely day ahead.